Hi everybody, I'm Skip Elsheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime streaming show where I'm not live today because I'm actually doing a presentation to a bunch of community colleges about audio-visual archiving. So, yeah, I'm not in the archive, but I still want to share some films that we haven't seen because I got so many and new ones are showing up all the time. So we're going to start off today with a film called Addendum to a College Bulletin, which is a very odd film. I got it with a bunch of films from Queens College in New York, and this one is kind of an ad for Queens College. And it's kind of quirky. It starts off with some amazing electronic music, and then kind of shows how great Queens College is, circa mid-70s, I think. So enjoy.
Workers in America used to get their education in what they called the School of Hard Knocks. The students in those opening scenes you just saw are the children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren of those workers, the millions for whom labor was the only learning. Believe it or not, they were shown in Queens College classrooms, studying underwater mapping, electronic music, and mass communications. They're getting an education not only in conventional classroom settings, but, like their grandparents, in the infinite laboratory of the city and the country itself. My name is Ralph Haig, and I graduated from Queens College in 1950. Back in those days, the Queens College Bulletin was one slender volume. Today, there are many Queens College catalogs. They reflect not only the fact that enrollment has more than doubled, and that graduate and specialized programs have been added, but also an exciting variety, flexibility, and quality of choice in the undergraduate curriculum. For those of you who are students here, the Owls and Jefferson Hall must seem familiar. But the Owls look out on a campus where growth and change startle the traditionalists and worry campus conservationists trying to hold on to some vestige of space and greenery. Queens College and its students are much a part of the city that supports and sustains the giant city university of New York. In the next 10 years, the red-roofed Spanish-style buildings will give way as a $200 million building program implements the college's master plan. Students come on campus, often parochial, unreflective, uncritical. And here, they reflect and argue and open their minds. They meet foreign students, older students, students from American minority groups, and from many areas of the Caribbean and Latin America. Like all New Yorkers, ingeniously, they find ways to be alone in a crowded and abrasive environment. Like all college students, they find fun love, friends, and they play. Like all youth, they explore and sample and are drawn by the unique and by the primitive sensuality of ritual and music. In the past year or so, students have assumed mature responsibility in voting for their own representatives to the chief legislative body of the college, the Academic Senate. Here, in the Senate, students, young faculty, and senior professors painstakingly write the laws that govern almost every phase of the college's life and curriculum. In this chamber has been hammered out a curricular freedom that, for example, lifted college-wide, although not departmental, requirements for the bachelor's degree at Queens College. A freedom that has made it possible for some 2,000 out of 17,000 full-time undergraduates to enroll in some kind of specialized program in honors or interdisciplinary or tutorial studies. Queens has matured from its beginnings in 1937 as a small, somewhat provincial teaching school into a major university-related institution with a national reputation. Yet Queens puts heavy emphasis on teaching, still requiring all its faculty to teach. Even its young president, Joseph Murphy, remains Professor Murphy, a political philosopher who meets a class every week after hours in his office. The full-time faculty, numbering about 1,300, has attracted some leading academic figures. Economists, Abba Lerner and Michael Harrington. Physicist and oceanographer Taro Takahashi. Mathematician Edwin Moise. Critic Eric Bentley. Joseph Brodsky, the Soviet poet in exile. Sociologist Edgar Borgata. Political scientist Andrew Hacker, and Boris Goldovsky, founder and director of many opera theater groups. At Queens, the faculty, from the most recent lecturer to the academic star, teaches. Here in the classroom is daily evidence of the faculty's concern with what happens inside the student's head, with their growing awareness of their own attitudes and understanding of other realities, of the effect these have on their decisions and their morality. In small classrooms, in lecture halls, in groups and alone, teaching and learning is the reason for Queens College, and this end is clear. What often is not clear for the student is which of the dozens of routes to that end he or she should choose. In an institution catapulted within a decade into several schools and graduate divisions, and now founding the City University's first School of Law, selecting courses and programs becomes a test in itself of a student's ability to accumulate data and draw conclusions. Registering 30,000 students takes a lot of computer terminals, but for the individual, those punched-out program cards represent hours of agony and decision. Registration formally was a matter of skillfully fitting a group of required courses into a time schedule that was fairly civilized, that avoided such problems as the 7 a.m. bus and a 4-hour hiatus between Friday afternoon classes. And those pitfalls still exist. But now students may select, within departmental requirements, among a list of courses numbering into the thousands. Besides this, honors and interdisciplinary programs make it possible to construct a major. For example, in biology art or in chemistry anthropology. Individual honors work has always been part of the curriculum. Students, like this sophomore, do research under faculty guidance. But because she could begin such research long before her senior year, and because students need not major in a discipline for honors work, the effect is a curricular variation that is distinctly different. The subject of this particular project is attention span in primates. Susie, a rhesus monkey, watches a TV monitor and, as a reward for paying attention, gets a drink of orange Kool-Aid. Some monkeys are raised from infancy in the psychology labs at Queens, making it possible to study their tactile reactions and development. These undergraduates are constructing organic crystal models from crystals which they grow themselves in the physics labs, a class of research which is unusual as, in the past, most research has been on inorganic crystals. In the low-temperature laboratory, students study various quantum effects in solids. Here, filling a chamber with liquid nitrogen and then with liquid helium, which produces a temperature of minus 455 degrees, just right for experiments that demand cold, clear reasoning. Up in the attic of one of the college's original 1910 buildings, students assist a member of the faculty who is constructing a microwave lab. Physical education is associated with sports, but at Queens today, student researchers explore such areas as the response of the heart to stress during a running exercise and measuring the amount of oxygen used by the muscles during a workout on an exerciser, tests critical to physiologists and cardiologists. The individualized BA is an extension, and a controversial one, of the traditional honors project. For the IBA, as it is known, students write their own course outline for a single semester or an entire year. One of the IBA students is a musicologist doing research on manuscripts in the college's special collection. After approval by a 3-member faculty committee, an IBA project can generate up to 32 credits for a year's work, taken on or off campus. Undergraduates come in all ages, and this junior is part of a research project in speech therapy, working with puppets in order to help young stutterers. Sometimes objections to this kind of independent work stem from varying concepts of academic standards. Sometimes the objection evolves from the nature of the project itself. For example, a student whose interests lie in the area of American labor relations spent a year with the United Farm Workers Union, observing and participating in their organizing activities. The concept of permitting students freedom to explore on their own under faculty guidance is not a totally new one. Hardware and instructional resource equipment, however, lately introduced into the humanities and social sciences, have altered both the look and style of these disciplines. Foremost among the catalysts has been the computer. At Queens, a Sigma 7, capable of doing up to 500,000 additions per second, speeds through student research queries, such as when and how it will be possible to put computer terminals in everyone's home, and how to analyze word permutations in poetry. Music is a way of life at Queens, which has one of the country's outstanding music departments, both in the performing arts and in musicology. The skill of this undergraduate quintet, practicing at a faculty member's home, comes as no surprise. But student performers, using an electronic music laboratory, do look and sound different from what you might expect. The Moog synthesizer, used here, was developed by Charles Moog, a Queens College graduate. Students in the field of communications or drama still study argumentation and Shakespeare.
Like thine eyes. The good years shall devour them flesh and fell ere they shall make us weep. We'll see him starve first. Come.
The curriculum in communication arts and sciences also puts undergraduates into an equipment-filled workshop as television crews and directors.
Okay, you're on.
Much research and study at the college focuses on that remarkable laboratory, the city.
When you have those big letters, in order to make it easy and make it quick.
In the spare quarters of an off-campus facility, an oral history class listens to taped interviews made by students of local residents who tell about their life experiences in middle-class and ghetto neighborhoods. An education major trains on the job in a school in Manhattan that is experimenting with open classroom teaching techniques. In a borrowed loft on 4th Street, students turn a printmaker's studio into a neighborhood art center for children and adults. Course-related fieldwork through programs such as Action or the college-sponsored Community Classroom sends well over 1,000 students each semester into public and private agencies, hospitals, prisons, storefronts. They serve, but they also question and seek to transform. Just as here, every Saturday, they open a world of shapes and colors where the self, however young or poor, can find and trace the endless patterns of its own vision. Also on a Saturday, near Co-op City in the Bronx, other Queens students make Orchard Beach their laboratory for a methods course in geological mapping, determining the structures of the rocks and, with an alidade, the compass orientation of lines and fractures. Such techniques are required for a summer field course given in eastern Pennsylvania. About 60 students each summer live on their own resources on an isolated beach near Cinnamon Bay in the Virgin Islands to take a course called General Science of the Ocean. Not many years ago, students in a public city university would have had little hope of studying abroad or of spending a summer in Europe or the Caribbean. But private and governmental scholarship aid and growing substantial aid from Queens College alumni help students pay their way on these important field trips. They become skilled divers and sailors. Underwater, the divers, working in teams, learn to map sediment distribution on the ocean bottom. The wreck of the Rhone, a British vessel sunk in a hurricane in 1868, yields up some artifacts which the students collect and later will catalog. Student divers also visit a research apparatus called a tektite, which is under the control of the Caribbean Research Institute, and in which scientists live for lengths of time to monitor the migrations of lobster and rare fish. Undergraduates on campus get set for a weekend field trip for a course in geology that will take place off the coastline of Long Island, formed some 12,000 years ago by streams depositing sand and gravel as they came off melting ice sheets. They board City University's research vessel, the Atlantic Twin, pulling away from the dock of the New York Ocean Science Laboratory at Montauk Point. The first mate and a Queens professor chart the best course for the class's study of trace elements and metals in sediments, which will indicate pollution. This far off the island is one of the few places on the East Coast where the water is relatively free from pollution. Therefore, these sediment tests will give a good base map of the effects of encroaching pollution. Students on the trip, only half of whom major in geology, collect samples from a Van Veen dredge and place them in special bags. The samples are taken back to campus laboratories and separated into different proportions. Later, the whole sample is placed in a nest of sieves and agitated in a row tap. The results of these analyses are plotted on maps, and the variations between samples used to determine the sedimentary processes. Suddenly, those 4 rare years of college are over. Simulating the parades of medieval monks and scholars centuries ago, the faculty procession, followed by the students, winds brilliantly around the campus. In a college, history begins each year over again. The end and the beginning merge. The experiment becomes tradition. Restless, a college searches for truth both inside and outside itself. The search brings forth courage and fear, skepticism and dogmatism, ideologies, inventions, discoveries, beauty. Add to the Queens College Bulletin, adventure, change. Add to America another and perhaps different generation.
yeah, I love it because it's of a certain time. It's for a certain niche audience. I'm happy to have shared that with you. All right, so this next film is one of my probably top 5 favorite films of all time, and I have yet to show it to you. I've been waiting for an opportunity to do it, and it seemed like now is the time. This is from the National Film Board of Canada, and I don't think this is available online from them, but it is awesome. It is called The Game. It is about these teenage boys, of which one is kind of a lady killer, and about the emotions associated with having sex in high school. It is so hip. The kids in this film are so amazingly cool. Like it just blows me away. I always say that this is like a Godard film, like if Godard did a after school special, because it is just, the kids are just so hip. And I found out that the girl in this is actually in Cannibal Girls. She shows up in it, and I cannot remember her name, but she is stunning. So here it is, The Game. Enjoy.
Come on, man, shoot, come on, baby. Hit that target. Come on, shoot it, get a move on. 5, 10. Hey, man, your old man a cop? 3 and 5, 9. Shoot. 7. What's coming
Oh,
now?
yeah. How about that?
Changing to the better. Oh, get a load of that.
popsicle, man.
Wrap 'em up, I'll take it. Just look at that wiggle. Is that wiggle built in, or is it just come with the suit? It's not painted on, that's for sure.
What's the matter? You don't like him?
I got the one.
Sure, but I don't go around acting like an idiot.
Just how do you act, Mr. Casanova?
You want some action? Just go over and tell them we need some girls.
Sure, Pete, sure. That's great. Then what happens if they say no?
When they say no, they mean yes. You know that.
Okay, who's gonna go over?
Hey, how about a vote?
Okay, killer, you win.
Yeah, Morris, let's go. Come on, man.
Hey, boys,
let's
you're
go.
me. Let's go.
Okay, guys, but I get first choice.
You think that'll help you? Nothing will
help
help
you,
you.
boy.
Double over and a quarter. Hey, that's it.
There you go.
Like
Oh,
the
look at
action?
that. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Make a move.
No, he's not making it. He's not.
No, I don't
That's
think so.
bad.
That's bad. No.
Bad, too bad.
Oh, it's a pity.
That's a joke? Didn't think so, did you?
Those two are worse than what's her name, you know, Nikki. They said we were kids.
Kids.
Kids, yeah. He goes.
Well, we do need some girls.
Yeah, what about Nikki? She's your type.
Yeah, what about her, Peter? Can you come make it with her, big boy?
Anytime I want.
Yeah, Pete, well, let's see
Anytime at
about
all.
that. Come on, let's have some proof.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, I'll
Give us
believe
a little
it.
more action.
She's a virgin.
You wouldn't want to hurt her now, would you?
I'm fed up doing favors.
Oh, your conscience is finally caught up with you.
Come on, let's see a little action. Fun her up.
Are you chicken? Look at him, lover boy, lying in the sun, just waiting for the girls to come floating by.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. He is chicken.
We're your friends. We're concerned.
Right?
Knock it off, will you?
Oh, he's just too scared. All talk and no action.
Man, everybody's gonna know you're just a big chicken.
We want you to know we're ashamed of you.
He stays in his room and reads books. He's just a big white zero.
Think you can take her out for more than a week this time?
I do what I do when I feel like doing it. The only difference is I enjoy myself.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Tell us another story.
Yes,
Hello, may I speak to Nikki, please?
speaking.
Oh, hello. This is Peter.
Peter who?
Peter me.
Peter me who?
Hey, that's pretty good. You're very funny.
Look, is this some kind of a joke or something?
Joke? Now, would I joke with you?
It all depends who's speaking.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. This is Peter Miller.
Do I know you?
Sure. We go to the same school.
What grade are you in?
11.
Well, that's funny. You aren't in any of my classes.
Yeah, well, I don't make up the schedules, but I wish I did.
Listen, I've got a lot of things to do. So if you just tell me what you want.
I've seen you around the school, and I thought you might like to go to a movie with me tonight.
Just like that. Just call me up and ask me out. I don't even know you and you're asking me to a movie.
Well, if you let me take you out, you'll find out who I am, right?
Well, I don't know. I'll probably have to think about it.
Look, it's not a big deal. What's there to think over? We'll go to the same school, we'll go to the same movie. Together.
But I don't know you. How do I know what kind of a boy you are?
Oh, I'm a nice guy. You can see that tonight when I pick you up. If you don't like the way I ring the doorbell, you don't have to answer it.
Tonight? On such short notice?
Why not? How many kidnappers do you think go to our lovely school?
Well, it's not bad. It's just that we should meet in daylight first.
Hi. I'm Peter Miller.
Oh, so you're Peter. I'm sorry about the other night.
It's all right. It doesn't matter.
Peter, this is Carol and Linda.
Yes, we've met before.
Oh. How come you're waiting for me after school?
Well, it's daylight, isn't it?
So?
So, are you going home now?
Part way.
I was wondering if you could go to a movie Saturday night.
Maybe. But what was so fabulous?
Look, don't take it so seriously. It's just entertainment. Besides, it takes your mind off things.
Things like what?
Problems and things.
What problems do you have?
Problems about problems about problems.
No, you're too young.
Well, look, I'm 21.
Can I see your ID?
I must have left it at home.
Too bad.
See those other girls? They looked even younger than me.
Well, look, if you want to get in, all I have to do is make a few phone calls.
Forget it. I don't want to get into any trouble.
You wouldn't. Why don't we go over to your place?
What are we going to do at my place?
Listen to records or something.
My parents' friends are over.
We could avoid them. Your room's exactly the way I imagined it.
You mean you were thinking about it?
Sure. Looks cute. Like you.
Take that as a compliment.
Well, if a guy takes a girl to a movie, he's supposed to like her, you know.
Boy, what an insight you've got.
Sure, I'm a head shrinker in disguise.
Oh, what have you found out about me so far?
Your molecules are working too fast. You've got small hands.
Yours are cold.
What are you smiling at?
Your compliments.
I thought you were laughing at me.
I think you better go now. I have to go to sleep.
That's just a waste of time.
No, seriously. You better go.
Okay, I'll call you tomorrow. Nikki?
Oh, hi. How are you?
Fine, how are you?
I'm all right.
What are you doing? I suppose you're watching TV.
No, I just stepped out of the bathtub.
I hope you're properly dressed.
Nothing that would frighten you.
Oh, it wouldn't frighten me.
What did you mean by that remark?
Well, I figured if you weren't, I'd rush right over.
Now, is that a nice thing to say?
I'm sorry. English exams in 2 days, eh? It's a stupid subject.
No, it isn't. I like it. What's wrong with it?
Dissecting sentences. Besides, I've always had crummy English teachers. And I'm scientifically inclined anyway.
Oh, it takes a lot of work.
That's the trouble.
Don't you like work?
I just disagree with it.
Well, how do you expect to get somewhere?
Work the minimum, get the maximum. That's what I say.
Hey, what's this? What's this? Get out of my life, will ya?
Hey, do you like the Virgie there? Hey?
She's good looking, man. 38, 23, 36.
Looks on everything, boy. What's inside?
The bra.
Whoa, gross. He's falling for it, broad. Look at his face. He has that look. He's the Dracula.
She'll be okay for a night, you sadistic fiend.
Did you say seductic?
Ah, you can't win them all. You finally found one with style.
I bet she'll freeze up on you, and then you'll be stuck with her, and all she'll want is a chocolate milkshake with whipped cream and a cherry on top.
Look, why don't you guys stop worrying about me for a while, eh?
Hey, you taking her to the beach party tomorrow?
Yeah, but where are you guys getting cars, eh? I can get my own man.
Sure, that's great, but we're gonna need something larger than a Volkswagen.
A Cadillac's okay.
Hey, let's say we rent a hearse, guys.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I'll see you guys at the party. I'll see you guys.
So what do you do in your spare time?
Talk to you.
Oh, come on. You expect me to believe that?
It's the truth. What did you expect?
Well, I don't know. What do boys usually do in their spare time?
Talk to girls. Are you coming to the party Saturday?
Well, I'll have to ask my parents first. What time would I be getting home?
Oh, about 5 o'clock in the morning, I suppose.
5 o'clock? Are you serious?
No, not really. What time do you have to be home?
12 at the latest.
That's okay. We can get you home by then. Well, I better let you go now. See you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna make you a woman. Gonna make
They've gone.
You're quiet.
We better go.
Hey, what kind of game you guys playing anyway, eh? Hey, how'd your game go, Peter?
Hey, you bounced her high.
I'm in love with a sweet little showgirl, but I'd be better off if I had no girl.
Not in school today?
I feel rotten.
Yes, I can see that.
what they said you'd do.
Wario. How many? One? What you got? You guys lose. So? Hey, did you get nicked? Very funny.
Hey, what's the matter, man? You got a memory lapse? Come on, spill it, man.
Oh, they sat around the water playing tiddlywinks all night.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what's she like, Peter?
She's all right.
Yeah. Hey, you're a success, boy.
Got the next one all lined up? Got an idea for you, man. How about Carol?
Why don't you guys just shut up for a change, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, look at him. He's getting emotional.
Yeah, man, that's not your style.
Are you nervous or something?
Well, why don't you just cut me out for a while, eh? You're letting us down, boy. How's that new song coming along? Look, he's changing the subject. Yeah. Something's on his mind, eh? How about that? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Nikki?
Yes?
Yeah. Wow. I wish I was that cool. I mean, really, really insane. It's such a great film. Yeah, I hope at some point that National Film Board of Canada does like a restoration of it, and then they do a reunion and bring all the actors back. I would love to see that. But anyways, thanks so much for joining us today. If you like what you saw, you can hit the like button, the thumbs up button. You can also donate at patreon.com/avgeeks or at ko-fi.com/avgeeks. Those are great ways to reward us and caffeinate us. We will be back on Monday, and everybody have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. And vote. If you haven't done it yet, please vote. I think we're going to do it this weekend. But if you can early vote, go ahead and just knock it out. Do it. But everybody have a great weekend, and we will see you soon. Take care.